Right. Hi, another question here. I mean, as a young man, well, I don't have no white hair on I'm still young. Everybody here, we all receive everything from the media platforms, whether that is from the TVs or from the internet. Or Israel claims that you guys started firing them, not them.
Firing.
Where were you having? Where were you armed?
We were firing them.
Yes. I mean, shooting them.
Okay. First of all, the captain assistant on the ship, he had his son with him on the ship, and he was 1 year and a half with us. The captain assistant of the ship knows the routes and knows what's there on the ship. No way he can put his family, his wife and his child, who's 1 year and a half, on this hard situation or risk of an armed battle or fight on the middle of the international waters at the middle of night. If this was true, he would not to bring his child with him on board. We have people from all ages. We have one of the Vatican, and he was 88 years old, and he was the head of the church in Quds before, and now he's like the third man in the Vatican. His name is Capucci. He's 88 years. We had lots of people like above 80. We had like maybe 7 people from all around the world above 80. How can we think of bringing these people on board? And we know we're going through like a fire or a battle or weapons or whatsoever. We are all presenting MPs from more than 38 countries. How can MPs from 38 countries allow themselves to be in the middle of this big mess, or in the middle of an armed ship against the fourth strongest army on the whole world, which is the Israeli army? I don't think so. There's any logic when they were telling or they were saying that we were armed. First of all. Second of all, they have no evidence at all. Or what they did, they showed some knives which we used for cooking, like 600 people on a ship. Of course we will cut tomato. Of course we will use it to do anything on the kitchen. And we have knives, and I think this is more than normal. And this is the only thing they showed to the people. They said a lot of claims, but they didn't prove it, and they can't prove it whatsoever.
Unfortunately, Haya, we have different story here. They say, I mean, the whole media in UK especially, and in the US, they mention that you guys went to convey weapons to the Hamas. Is that right?
I was one of the people who was arranging for this convoy. We had 9 ships. One of these 9 ships, one ship which was purchased by the people of Kuwait, and I arranged for purchasing this ship. I arranged for the whole cargo for this ship, and I was the one who's following up the whole story. I know 100% of what we have is medical equipment and some infrastructure, because they didn't allow them since 3 years and a half to get cement or some like infrastructure materials into Gaza, but they can't rebuild their houses or their airports or their ports or their hospitals or their schools. I know what was there on the ships. There was nothing, and we have nothing to do with Hamas, as they said, because of one thing. We are people from all different religions, all different backgrounds. Even the Muslims on the ship, where somebody was liberal, somebody who was religious, somebody was medium, on the middle. I don't think so. We will all gather to support Hamas. We were all there to help the poor and needed people over there.
Haya, I know that there is a message you want to convey here tonight to the people here in this great hall. What is your message?
First of all, what happens after they arrested us, they took all our cameras and our video cams and our mobiles and our laptops and they destroyed it in front of our eyes. I had 4 mobiles with me. I had my laptop, I had my external memory, and I had my camera. They were all taken and destroyed. If those people think for 1 second that they did the right thing, or we were armed, they would allow us to take our stuff with us so that we can show the people the reality. Show the people what we were videotaping, or show the people what the pictures we had on our own cameras. Especially when they start jumping on the ship. We had more than 20 big ships, big military ships around our ships, our very small ships. And they start throwing on us some bombs, some sound bombs, tear gas, and then they start jumping into the ship, people who was fully armed, fully with all kinds of like guns and bombs and everything you can imagine. I can't understand if we were armed, why we couldn't kill 1 person from them. If we were armed, why we couldn't hit 1 person from them. They killed 9 people of us. We were seeing the people dying in front of us. One of the Turkish guys, he was dying and he was asking and begging the Israeli soldier to just stop, to let us help him to stop bleeding. What the Israeli soldier did in front of us, he just turned his gun in the middle of his head and he just put the bullet between his eyes and he died. If we were armed, we couldn't do anything to help our friend. If we were armed, we couldn't protect ourselves. So all that I wanted to say to the whole world one thing, if you want to see the reality and if you want to understand the reality, just jump into the next convoy, inshallah, which is going to Gaza very soon, and see the reality with your own eyes. Or just ask the Israeli government to give us back our victims and all our stuff to show the people what really happens on the boat.